Just want you to feel included.
3, 2,
I don't know what my battery's like.
Say hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the pre-Game of Thrones pre-show talk, Knights of the Drunk Watch on the Zach Baxter channel. We're going to talk about last week's episode and other stuff, I guess. Sure. That's the theory.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. We're doing the thing.
We're doing it.
So where do we want to start?
Are we doing introductions?
Oh, yeah.
We can do that. That's
Okay.
a good start.
I'm Mark.
I'm Andrew.
Kate.
Crystal.
And,
And
Oh,
now our
and-
talk.
And now our
Okay,
talk
so,
is beginning.
Okay,
Now
we
what
need
we're
to do it
doing?
together,
No,
right?
that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So we are the Knights of the Drunk Watch, and
And
now
now
our
our
talk
talk
begins.
begins.
Only I can do
It
that.
actually began like an hour ago, but we're still going.
Yeah, but now it's
Sure.
official because it's online.
All right, so where are we starting?
I don't know.
Where's your nuggets?
My nuggets from last week hang on there at the bottom. I should have done.
Well, actually, I have something. Can we start with Daenerys?
What a bitch!
What a bitch!
What a bitch.
She spent 5 or 6 seasons becoming one of our favorite characters because she was
Yeah,
so
she-
badass and so hot
And then
and
a
so
whole
like
30 seconds.
so queenly. And then in a matter of 2 episodes, we're just like, wow, now you're just a cold-hearted bitch and you're just distrusting of everyone and you're
I don't even think it was last episode. I
It
mean,
was
episode
last-
2
for me,
really
No,
wasn't that bad.
no,
episode.
because she was. I mean, like she was a bitch in the second episode too.
No, but she was like putting Varys in his place.
Well, she
and
was
so-
putting.
You know,
she was testing Varys. And so if it was just that was it. It's like she was a bitch in that episode, but she was really like making Varys jump through all the hoops,
Yeah.
and perform for her. But then she did the same thing to Jon. I'm like, I get it.
Unwarranted.
You know, everyone killed your father and threw your family and out the country and tried to kill you. Blah 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 blah. But
Yeah.
Jon Snow didn't
Damn,
do that. He
girl.
was a kid. No, he wasn't even born. He was born during all of that. He could have been a little
Yeah.
bit better.
See, and also it's that, you know, John shows up and he's trying to help the greater good. Daenerys is all like, no, I'm trying to be queen of Westeros, and John is trying to help the greater good. And then he keeps saying, like, the White Walkers are coming, like, bad shit is coming.
Yeah.
And Daenerys goes, oh no, that's just a myth, that's just legend. And then we say, hello, up until like 300 years ago, dragons were just legend, or I'm sorry, not 300 years. The dragons have been gone for hundreds of years. So it's like until a year ago, dragons were just talk of legends and myths.
Yeah.
So you think that she would be a little more open-minded to, maybe that, I mean, especially since Tyrion, Melisandre, and everyone else is like, you need to at least listen to what he has to say. And she's all, well, you're not bending the knee to me, so on you. Sorry.
Well, I also felt like Jon was a little short-sighted in his meeting with her, because I think he could have really said, okay, I get it. You think you need to come in and just make everyone bend the knee, but can we just take a minute to look at my problem? Let's win your war, let's solve this problem, and then let's revisit this whole conversation.
Ooh, and wait. I have one sentence to say. And also, remember, the reason that nobody won the War of 5 Kings is because nobody would make allies. Everyone just had to say, oh no, I'm the king, not you. And then everyone's just against each other instead of making allies.
And I also feel like she just kept making like terrible logic decisions of, well, your ancestors bent the knee to my ancestors, so what are you doing? And he was like, well, your ancestors burnt all the shit down. She's like, well, I can't be troubled for the sins of my ancestors. Then I don't have to do the oaths of my ancestors.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Like, no.
Say hi to Rachel. Say hi to
Hi,
Carla.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi,
Carlos.
Rachel. Hi, Carlos.
Did you want to talk?
Actually, I was going to bring up what you just said. No, because, I mean, John even says that he's like, well, if I'm not supposed to hold anything against you for the actions of your father, why are you holding me to the promises my ancestor made?
Yeah.
I think that I'm very, like, it kind of broke my heart that Dany behaved that way, which is a bad thing. Okay, look, I also teach, so, like, in the back of my head, I'm going, come on now, children, use your words.
Be nice.
And it was a lot of, like, and then she did the walk and intimidate. walk and intimidate is I'm talking at you instead of talking to him.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, okay, what is he supposed to do? I will also bring up that I loved the banter between him and Tyrion in this episode.
Yes, we've always loved him and Tyrion. I think.
Loved them together. I thought that whole scene was great, and I love that he was like, "You're brooding better than me."
Yes,
so, that was a great line. I love that.
And I also I think there's a frustration of, and we talked about this last time, of how Dany is quick to make judgments, but before this, it's always like she's quick to do shitty things to shitty people, and then she's kind of like, maybe I shouldn't have crucified those 63 masters. But I did it. It's fine. It's done now. But this is someone who's never been terrible to you, and you're gonna be shitty to him, and then 5 minutes later be like, I mean, maybe White Walkers exist.
Yeah.
And maybe I shouldn't have been so shit. It's like, no, ma'am. Maybe use your brain in the first 5 minutes and not just be a bitch instantly.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that in the end, she did kind of because Tyrion's the one who's got to solve this fucking problem.
Yeah.
It's like she did come around and say, okay, you can have your dragon glass. I still wish they'd said the words, let's revisit this issue of, can I be king or not of my country while you're queen of everything else after we save it all. And I mean, as Mark said earlier, the idea that White Walkers, dragons, and then they go, I don't need you, I have 3 dragons. Exactly! Yeah. No one had dragons! And now we have dragons!
This is a thing.
But White Walkers, nonsense.
Yeah. And also, and I don't understand, and this may be not a problem anymore, but Yara still wanted to be in charge of the Iron Islands, and she was like, yes, you can be in charge of the Iron Islands, but you can't do all the raping and pillaging and plundering or whatever. And they were kind of like, okay, sweet. So I don't, it's all semantics at this point of you can lead a region, but you can't be king. Come on, just fucking give him the word. You still be in charge of him, and over all of the realms, but let him be king in the north. Fuck it. Oh.
I think part of her problem is that she's finally getting a taste
Sorry.
of that power, and now she's getting power hungry.
Yeah.
Now it's like, ooh, I'm starting to get this, and I like it a lot.
But that's really disappointing.
It is very disappointing, which means that she's pretty much just like everybody else, right?
And I think it's more that coming in, she felt like she had to be a bitch on. She did have to be a bitch on wheels, but she's not. Especially with only a 7-episode season, she just wasn't coming around to, I can pull it back on this guy, because I'm sure with Cersei, she needs to run her right over with 3 dragons and be done with her. But Jon should have said, oh, okay, so you're not here to say fuck you, get out of here. You're here, you're here for other reasons. So. And
I also feel like there's a way to be cautious, but not just shoot them down. And and obviously, if Jamie or Cersei walks up and's like, hey, let's have a chat, nah, bitch. No, I know your ways. Not happening. But I don't know what she knows of Jon other than what Tyrion has told her, which I don't think is much. Oh, we should also talk about why Jon is hiding the fact that he died.
I think he's hiding the fact
it's a secret weapon.
I think he's hiding the fact that he died because of what happened, that and what happened with Melisandre. Which makes me want to go to Melisandre and Varys, but I'll wait. So, because the whole thing that happened with Melisandre, remember where they had the whole fight and he was like, if I ever see you again, I'm going to kill you. Oh, yeah. And that whole situation.
No, wasn't it because other than you again in the north? Wasn't that the caveat? Because he was like, you go south. I feel like that's what it was. If anybody who knows
I don't think he's going to have technicalities over seeing you in the north, seeing you in the south, I'm going to kill you. I think it's more...
But he sent her south. You can't be go south, and if I see you anywhere, I'll kill you.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, he probably didn't expect... Yep, anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Rachel, let's go back to when we were talking about Dany being a total bitch.
Yeah.
She said, because everyone in her whole life has already told her she has a birthright. But she's only
just
known...
big ol' head.
Again, it's the ego, it's the power, and now it's not just I've always been told this. I think now she finally believes it.
Oh, see, but then she also had that bit with Varys about being like, but you supported my brother. Do you think my brother would have been a good king? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, he was older and he was the male heir, so he was legally the heir, and she's all offended that people were supporting him instead of her.
But going back to Jon's secret and Melisandre, I think the big issue there, and I don't know, I mean, you can't remember much of their conversations anymore, but if Melisandre ever gave Jon the indication that he might be the prince that was promised, then he...
She told somebody.
Yeah. But then she shows up and does the prophecy, and then Melisandre says, "Oh, it could be prince or princess because it doesn't have no gender in the original language." So I think he was wise enough not to come in like, "I was raised from the dead by the Lord of the Light. I'm the prince that was promised," and then have her go, "Oh, fuck you."
But also, it like you wouldn't think that he would be like, "P.S. Keep the like rebirth shit on the DL. Like maybe tell your sidekick that you don't want to tell people that."
Well, other than it just makes him sound crazy, and he didn't realize they're already not buying White Walkers.
No, I agree with that. I was gonna say something else. Okay.
Do you want to talk about Varys and Melisandre?
I do.
You do.
I do so badly. Because I've been reading a lot of like articles and theories and whatnot. So
sorry, I'm cutting across the camera.
What was slightly revealed in this story is that Varys and Melisandre must die in a foreign country or in where
in
they
Westeros.
And what really intrigued me by that whole scene was Varys' reaction to what Melisandre was telling him.
Like he was
because
like, "Oh shit!"
Even she's walking. She walks away, and he just kind of looks. I've never seen him genuinely look terrified. It looked like he was genuinely terrified in that moment. And then, of course, Melisandre saying that she had to die. So at this point, it's kind of like, well, if you're putting yourself on the chopping block, it's over.
But I did find his reaction interesting because he kind of felt threatened and all that. It's like, well, the grand scheme of things varies. Everyone dies, and you're committed to Westeros. So why would it be such a shocker that you will die in Westeros?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you just felt like before this war is over, you will be dead. Which is not exactly what she said, but...
Well, Melisandre, not really talking about anything about the show, but in the books, it's very interesting when finally, in like the most recent book, that you finally get a point of view chapter from Melisandre, and... Okay, sorry, side note, but it's so interesting the fact that how she talks about, like, in her mind, like, she is literally in agony at 24/7 because she literally feels fire burning inside of her at all times. But also, she also talks about how every morning when she wakes up, she looks into the flames to find out if she will die that day. So every day she knows whether or not, well, clearly she hasn't died yet. So she knows every day that she's not going to die today.
I wonder, like, on the day that she looks in the fire and she's just like, "Ah, shit. What did she do that day?"
She probably says, "I'm just going to go back to bed."
Well, of course, maybe now she stopped looking in the fire. Cause I think Melisandre is probably one of the more interesting character arcs because she started off, they started her off as a villain, right? And then
she was so confident.
By the time we got to now, we realized she's not a villain. She just believes in her side, which isn't necessarily villainous, because it's
she thought she was doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, and now she, but then she talks to Varys about how I made terrible mistakes. And she recognizes that she made decisions that she really thought would save everybody, and they weren't.
It's kind of like she's lost her faith now.
Well, because in that, I don't think she's gonna stop because. Didn't she say that she was going to be important in the war? Yeah, like not in the Game of Thrones, but in the scene.
She also said that she and Arya would meet again.
Well, yeah.
Just saying.
Just like last.
In the conversation with Varys, she says, "I've done my job. I brought together fire and ice."
Oh.
Right.
So I don't know if that means that she's done. Or...
Well, I think she makes. Well, she said she will be back. She has to die in Westeros, so she still has a part to play in something.
I think it's gonna be Arya.
But I also think she probably needs to go home and get a recharge and get her her alignment settled so that she's not making bad decisions anymore. And killing children that didn't need to die.
I will say, in Melisandre's defense, she got the child's own parents to actually do it. So you could say she burned the child, but technically her own parents burned the child.
That is true.
I'm not saying that was a good or right decision or anything. It was still a terrible fucking choice. But
so,
No, I can't get that.
It's okay.
let's talk about Queen of Thorns.
oh,
Lady
so
Olenna
true.
kicks
Ass.
fucking...
I want to die like that.
Yeah.
If she didn't come back as a ghost,
Yes.
I'm excited.
I
I feel like
Come back
she's
as
too
something.
far
She
south.
doesn't need to come back as a ghost. We just need to see Jamie tell Cersei that she can, and watch Cersei's head
Explode.
just implode.
Only to find out
think
that,
he
oh,
will?
sorry
Yeah.
that I gave her a
You
poison
don't think he'd
and
keep
she
that from
died
her?
very quick and peacefully.
I
I-
think that if he did keep it from her, it will be something that she will find out eventually.
I don't think. I mean, he may not run and tell her,
Yeah.
but because
bring it back up.
because Jamie and Tyrion didn't have that break that they did in the books, where Tyrion does say he did it just to piss Jamie off, because
Yeah.
Jamie confesses to being responsible for Tyrion's first wife, which isn't part of the storyline in the show.
Yeah.
So Jamie and Tyrion
love
left
you.
on good terms, and Cersei's like, Tyrion killed my son. Tyrion killed my son.
Yeah.
And so I think Jamie's going to want to broker sibling peace between the two of them. I don't think it will work, but
I think there's.
Well,
so I think
there-
he'll eventually say something because he doesn't. He'll want to try to placate Cersei's revenge towards Tyrion.
But Tyrion still did murder Cersei's father, so she, even if she knows that he didn't kill Joffrey, she's still going to hold that against him.
But even though Cersei was like the closest to their dad, even she knew he was a dick.
Dick, yeah.
And I think there's
But he was
another
a
way that it
good
can go
leader, though.
That I'm not sure it would, but if Jamie does decide that I'm gonna keep the just keep this to myself because they're not gonna broker a truce between Tyrion for that reason, because he did kill, even if he didn't kill her son, he killed her father and whatever. But then at some point, if there is like, I don't know if this will happen, but if there is some sort of falling out between Jamie and Cersei, he could use that as like a, and also this bitch, like, which I think would be amazing.
Actually would. I'd
What
be
do
down
you-
for
what
that.
do you
Yeah.
do?
I still think Jamie's going to be the one to kill Cersei.
Yeah, so like right
That's
before
still
that,
my
and he's
theory.
also Lady Olenna killed our son.
Though I do really like. Though I don't know. Can you take the? Well, I guess you took the face of what's his face.
Walter Frey.
Walter Frey.
Yeah.
It's like I do like the theory I've been bound
Right.
to bet, not only here but elsewhere, that
If
Arya
Arya
will
as
take
Jamie-
Jamie's face, get close to her, and kill her.
But
so the
she'd have to
prophecy
kill
will
him
still be
first.
fulfilled because she will be in the guise of her younger brother.
Yeah. What else?
Do we have any
Oh.
predictions for
so
tonight?
predictions. I thought there was something else I wanted to-
Spoils of
Oh,
war?
I just wanted to say about how I don't know what he's doing. How I do like how this season has gone so far in these first few episodes. I mean, granted, it's probably all going to change tonight or next week, but I do love how strategically wise and military wise that Cersei is doing a lot better than we expected. Yes, now I think what you said, yeah, Jamie is the one going out and doing it all, whatever. But as far as Cersei being queen, like, she got the Greyjoys in there to go in there and defeat or capture the bitch and the other bitch.
Sand snakes.
They went over there and, like, as far as them arriving at Casterly Rock, them taking over Highgarden, and they got the Tyrell Bannermen to turn against the Tyrells. Like,
my mom.
so military-wise, Cersei as queen is doing very well for herself. Daenerys is kind of not so, but that's why I think tonight we will
gonna
see
see
the
Dothraki.
fucking dragon and Dothraki battle we've been waiting for. Okay, go ahead.
We can talk about. I just wanted to talk about the death pool idea that we had for a little bit, but we can talk about that afterwards.
Okay.
After we talk about this.
I'm
one.
sorry.
Mako, say hi to Broken Wolf.
Hi,
Hi,
Mako. Hi,
Broken
Broken
Wolf.
Wolf.
Okay,
Broken
first of all, I saw Rachel's question. Do we think there's a spy in Dany's camp, and who could it be?
Ooh.
I don't
yes.
think it's Varys.
No, Varys is pretty much a straight shooter. I don't think he is a double agent ever. He just picks his
So
side and
okay,
goes with
so
it.
who's in Dany's camp?
So, who could be a spy at this point? I mean, in that room. I mean, in the room at the table is Yara,
Yeah.
Ilaria, Varys, Tyrion,
But-
Grey Worm, and Missandei.
But so So I feel like,
can't see any
Yara and
of these
Ilaria are
spies.
captured.
Yeah.
So.
And they definitely were like on their way to, and like even if Yara was like on display, I think we would have seen that at the end of that episode when she was after he was captured. If she was on display as captured, but really she was working with Euron all the time.
Yeah.
Which isn't true. So that's an interesting question. I don't see anyone. That's at the table. I don't see anyone at the table that I feel would be betraying.
No, Rachel, no.
But sorry, I have nothing to say to that.
That was just a question.
No, but granted, this is Game of Thrones, so there might be someone backstabbing anyone. But at the same time, it's like, but all the people who are with Daenerys right now are super loyal to her or have been with her for so long that also them just getting there to Westeros, it's like, well, what advantage do you have to be like, oh, well, Grey Worm was actually spying for Cersei the whole time. You're like, wait, what? No, it's kind of that way. But I don't know. Anything can happen.
That's true.
So Zach has been our fearless leader. Zach Baxter has been rewatching, and he's been like posting stuff for us like crazy, and then making me like go, "What did you hear?" And I go back and watch these scenes over again, and trying to find a scene that he was talking about. I found the scene where the what's his face, the leader of the Night's Watch, Mormont gives Jon Icewind. It's his sword. It's a sword that was supposed to go to Jorah until Jorah was disgraced. And so Jorah was disgraced, and so now, who's at Dragonstone? Jon with Icewind. Who's going to Dragonstone?
But
Jorah.
Will he recognize that as a sword because they put a new handle on it? They put the wolf thing on it.
New?
So, yeah. So I don't think he would like look at it and be like, "Excuse me, boy, that's my sword."
This is for you now. I thought the wolf would be more fitting.
Oh, okay, all right. But even still, so if Jon and Jorah meet, though, Jon will know he has.
But Jon knows. Jon is fully aware of how important a Valyrian sword is to him.
I just think that could be an interesting meeting because Jon will not that he's going to be like, "Oh, here's your sword. Thanks for lending it to me." But like there will be some importance.
I don't think that Jorah. Jorah
there could be some meaning and depth in that meeting just because of their connection through his father.
Definitely through his. But I don't think that Jorah feels like he has any ties to anything he should have inherited.
Yeah, I think he's more concerned about getting back to Dany at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He's riled up now.
Sir pizza.
Yes. Oof. Can we talk about the Death Pool? What else do we want to talk about?
What do you think Spoils of War is referring to?
Well, because Spoils of War usually indicates somebody's won. Something.
Which, so far, I can say Cersei has certainly won these last couple battles in this last episode, but everything could change Spoils of War. Do you think Jamie might be a spoil of war? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think one of the dragons would be a spoil of war,
I have Drogon and Viserion
are dying?
checked off.
Jesus!
She said
They introduced early on their plan for the big giant arrow.
I still don't think you can aim that thing at a dragon.
No, it's
just
okay.
like shooting a dove. You lead and shoot.
Yeah, except your weapon is this.
No. It's okay. Kyburn
knows
knows exactly what he's talking about because he was reading The Hobbit when he came up with the idea. Kyburn has read The Hobbit. He knows how to take a dragon.
Kill Smaug. You can kill any of these dragons.
Put a dragon on the thing. I'm gonna lose this Death Pool.
No. I'm not saying I want any of the dragons to die.
The only thing I find interesting is that so many of us are predicting a dragon death this season because we've seen images of a white dragon, of an ice dragon, of a white that we assume is.
When does the ice dragon come along? I want to see the ice dragon.
But
the thing is, if it dies in the south, how does the Night King get his hands on it so quickly? So that's going to be interesting.
That's what he'd have to do, and it wouldn't because it's dead. That's not going to work.
Or who's to say that he doesn't already have
Crystal,
one?
You have one too? Jesus.
I do because
a dragon wouldn't die.
I No.
Oof.
Well, I
There's
said
several people I
Viserion
do.
would be if anyone's going to die and become a white dragon, I think
Yeah,
it's Viserion
me
because
too.
he's already
Yes,
the right
he's
color.
white already. Okay.
I think a dragon has to die.
I don't want any of them.
But I really only
I
think
want to be
that a
wrong.
We
dragon
don't
is
want
gonna
them
die.
to die, but writing-wise, it's like, Daenerys cannot just...
I only
We'll have to
think,
take scissors and cut a head off.
a dragon is going to die to become the ice dragon.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
all
we're
I'm
just going to get a random dragon death and then we don't see that dragon. We only
I
have
agree.
3. So
I agree.
we lose one to get a new one
We
that's
only
now
have 10
ice.
episodes left in this whole
Still.
series,
Still.
Oh, don't say it that way. But it's
Why?
okay because they're going to be like 2 hours long,
so.
apparently.
3 laps.
Which, granted,
Why?
why only
7.
do like 7 episodes and then make those 7 episodes
10
like
after
2 hours
tonight.
long?
Is it 10 after tonight? I thought it was
This is
13
4.
episodes.
No, it's 7 and 7.
Oh,
Say
14.
something for the dogs to chew on.
Or maybe spoils of war will be that Tormund and Brienne will get it on.
Spoil themselves.
Yeah.
All over the
Bound
place.
to- wow, wow.
Yes.
We gotta repopulate Winterfell.
Yeah. Yeah. Now. Do it now.
Right now.
I mean, but spoils of war could be like capturing
Yeah.
Grey Worm because
Yeah.
he's kind of besieged.
I think
No, but
Cersei
they're
has
still
to stumble
casting
tonight a little bit.
Yeah, because she has just been like boom,
Just
boom,
a
boom.
tiny, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just
Well, maybe in this will be the point, yes, where Cersei will stumble, and then Daenerys is going to come back. We're going to be reminded why we like Daenerys so
I
much.
hope so, because
Me
she
too.
is on my shit list right now.
See, but that's happened a
I
lot in
agree.
this show. The characters have their ups and downs and ups and downs.
But she has been the most up, I feel like,
Who?
and Daenerys. And now she's just like, boo, all the way down to the bottom.
So Logan wants to know, do we have any predictions for the Stark family reunion?
Oh,
I
I'm gonna
think
cry.
Arya has to hit Winterfell this
She's
episode.
got to. Although I'm still not going to
If Bran
We're
will still be
waiting
there,
for
I don't
Arya.
know. I don't
But
know if
can we
Bran
just
will
say
be
how kind of disappointed we were in the Bran and Sansa
there.
reunion?
He was so dispassionate.
I
Just
know.
soulless.
Yeah,
Bran.
he was just sitting like staring off. Now, granted, yes, we know that
He's now got the
Yeah,
weight, the weight of the
is
world on his
that,
shoulders.
is that Bran knows everything now, and
We've
he
seen some shit.
Also,
So-
wait, before you do that real quick, I just feel like maybe he was so dispassionate because he saw Sansa and he was like, bitch, you've been fucking up all over the damn country.
He's like,
What are you doing?
I saw your wedding night. I expected more.
Oh. Aw. No, I think the reason why it was not what we were expecting is because he's not really Bran anymore.
He's
That's
He's
true.
not. He's really
Yeah.
isn't. He's a 3-eyed raven now. And, I mean, regardless of this is my sister, that's my brother, I still thought the reaction that Sansa had was very heartwarming on her part.
I'm
Not
just
so much
saying,
Bran's,
I think
but
like
her
peak
part.
will be so far it's been like Bran and Sansa and Jon, and I don't know where Arya and Sansa will fall into the spectrum, but Arya and Jon is gonna be like,
All
oh
the way up there.
shit!
Because at that point, it's going to be all four.
I
of
think
them.
Arya and Sansa.
Zach has the
Quick
talking
question.
dragon.
I'm just curious.
Vicariously.
Does Arya know anything about Littlefinger that Sansa doesn't know?
Ooh.
That
From
she-
being in King's
from being
Landing.
like everywhere. Does
Oh,
she
yeah.
know anything like that would
No.
get Littlefinger killed?
No.
Okay, I didn't
We'll
know.
see, and also she. Ooh, well, maybe going back to that theory about if Arya takes Jaime's face and kills Cersei's, that as we've learned that Arya does not just randomly kill people. That's why she did not fit in with the many-faced god or whatever,
yeah.
because she was not just a random assassin. She only kills people on her list. Jaime is not on her list because as of right now, she does not know that
Not
Jaime
Bran.
pushed Bran out the window.
Not
And
what
I
Bran
think
tells her.
as soon as she gets to Winterfell and finds that out, then she might be like turned right back around, and that
But-
will be her reason for killing Jaime and taking his
Yeah,
face.
but I mean, Jaime pushed Bran out the window, which I guess Bran never remembered. I mean, now probably he remembers, but
Yeah.
until it became Three-Eyed Raven, that he never had that memory. But ultimately,
Wrap it up. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. that's right.
yeah, I don't know. I think Bran might call for like everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. Bran would be very much of like everything is happening the way it's supposed
That's
to.
true
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Bran would have
Yeah.
gone if Bran
So
did not
don't
fall out the
hold-
window. He
don't
would have
hold-
gone to King's Landing with
Yeah.
everyone else
Yeah.
and not gone.
So don't hold Jaime
But
accountable.
I think at this point we just have to wait and see.
And also, just for a last thing, I think it depends on if Arya is going to jump in to the Game of Thrones, or if she's just going to continue to be like, you know what, y'all got this covered. I'm going to go do my own thing and finish my list.
Yeah.
And basically help in the war.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to leave now and finish
Join
our
us tonight.
talk. Join us tonight at 9 o'clock. So y'all watch the episode. That don't spoil it for us, but watch the episode.
I'm staying off the internet. So.
We haven't been on the internet for days. So, and then join us back at 9 o'clock, same channel, and we will watch it, and you can watch us watch it and freak out because we hear it's going to be crazy. So Zach Baxter channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you can get maybe notifications about when we go live, because that's all fun. To the Zach Baxter channel, and I think that's
Patreon.
Patreon
Because why?
is a thing.
Because why? It takes money to do this,
yes.
and your dollars help us actually get this done.
Absolutely.
So go to patreon.com.
Yeah, just $1 a month is all you need to open up all the Patreon experience, including early looks at our snippet reaction videos that come out before the full reaction video. There you go. So visit the Patreon.
So join us at 9.
So go watch episode 4.
Spoils of War.
Spoils of War. And enjoy it. Come back and watch us enjoy it.
Yeah.
And so we are the Knights of the Drunk Watch. And
now
our talk
has
is ended.
Oh, that was really good, guys.